Joy Seekers are live.
And welcome.
That was good.
I can't resist it.
I did mean to dress up tonight, but I forgot it was Sunday, to be honest.
You got your shirt on.
I did dress up.
Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
I'm in fancy dress. Hello, everyone.
Nice work, Mr. Gardner.
Let's have a look at this. So we've got in here. We've got Chuck. We've got
Oh, Jack.
what's on going?
John Cookie.
We have
John
Ray.
Cookie. Hello, John.
Hello, John
We
Cookie.
have Mikey.
Gary.
We have
Ron,
Steve
Ron
Neal,
Brown's on.
Patrick Morris. Recovery Drone. You're going to remind me on that one. Recovery Drone. And John Coopy.
Cheek of it, Gary.
Gary.
I know, what a thing to say, eh?
What did Gary say?
I said take my mask off.
Take your mask off. Yeah.
And don't forget our good Marcus Side's good friend Michael Wright. That's TX Arch Drone Guy.
Was that you?
Hi, Lauren.
Was that you in the morning?
Hello, Lauren.
That's me anytime.
And Chuck.
And Coopy.
Chuck.
And
Don't forget Coop.
coming all over the place. Lauren. Right, so we have 18 people watching. So that's 18 thumbs up plus 6 makes that 24.
And don't forget
24.
Drone Seekers.
I'm one of the ones watching, though. You counted me twice.
Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on? Hi, Sally.
That's how I do my comments,
Sally's
isn't it?
Hi,
Can I-
Ray.
Media.
Can I answer Recovery Drone's question? He said, "How do I get in the panel?" I get paid every time I wear this hat in the show, so I got to save up for that Mavic 3. So I'm gonna like this.
Hey, Dre is my cousin, Ron.
She just suddenly realised I actually left Ron here. He was supposed to have disappeared and come back again. But hey, it doesn't matter. You're here now, Ron. So
Well,
a special guest tonight is Ron.
He's magic.
Committee.
As
He's
if I
on
imagine Ron
committee.
is again. Right, so Ron's coming to tell us all about all the new things happening with DJI, because there's lots of things going on. Various reports on the what have you heard about the camera so far then, Ron?
You're referring to the DJI Action 2, the latest action camera from DJI found the successful Action 1. This system is modular. It comes in components, and it shoots up to 4K 120 video. And it's going to be great for the FPV guys. I know Terry and Steve both have the DJI FPV drone, and a lot of guys like Billy Kyle, they mount the Action 2 on top of the drone because they swear it takes better video than the onboard camera in the FPV drone.
Wow.
So it's going to be a big boom for guys like you, like Mark. Now, Marcus and I, we're kind of GoPro guys. We don't really have much of use for those module design or magnetic because we don't do FPV, and I don't do a lot of hack cam or chest cam or that type of stuff. But it seems like a great camera. The only downside is a lot of people have reporting overheating issues, and a lot of people from the UK and the EU especially have reported overheating issues because if you're in the UK or any of the European countries, you cannot click the button that says run at higher temperatures. So it heats up quicker than it does in the US because we're allowed to hit the switch that allow it to run hotter. So I know our good friend Sean Geekspada, who's out of the UK, he's a real good video on this.
Well, Chuck's saying the action is too hot. But in the UK, when they say it's hot, it means it's stolen normally. But
Not the weather.
don't keep nicking cameras, Chuck.
Yeah.
Quick hello to Kim. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Kim.
Hello, Kim.
Kim.
And Captain Ray Kelly's in here too.
Captain Ray!
Yes, hello to Ray.
Ray's been here for ages. He's been here for so long. It's just.
Now, Steve, are you interested in getting the Action 2 camera? Are you an action camera guy?
No, definitely not.
I love GoPro through and through.
To be honest with you, Ron, years and years ago, I bought the GoPro, one of the early GoPros. I can't remember what number it was. I bought it. My wife said, "Oh, you get this little camera. It takes really brilliant pictures." Blah blah. You know. So off I went to buy one. I bought this camera. I played with it about an hour and thought, "This is nothing. It's just not for me." It had a fisheye effect on it, and nah. So I took it back and said, "Can I have my money back, please?" And he said, "No." So I had to sell it on eBay. I sold it from eBay for more than I paid for it. There we are.
Well done.
So I was going to buy another couple more and sell them.
I love my little GoPro.
I was going to say, of all people that could use that little action too, the little component that goes on, Jackie comes up with a lot of creative ways to shoot video. You could probably use that little module in a very creative way.
Yeah.
I do love the GoPro though. I mean, the thing I love about the GoPro mainly is the colours. They're so vivid and.
I mean, I can appreciate what people use GoPros for, and all these action cameras, as with all the cameras like the 360, they've all got the uses. And Jackie, I mean, you know, it is an action camera. I mean, action.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
Stick it on your
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Steve, but Marcus can back me up here. You know why Marcus and I love the little GoPro so much? We don't do a lot of action sports, but it has that hyper smooth stabilization, so we can walk around and we don't need a gimbal.
Yeah.
We don't have to walk like a ninja. It just stabilizes everything.
Yes.
I thought you say walk like Manic Miner Marcus.
Manic Miner.
I remember that game. I had that on the
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Brilliant game.
Here's another great little camera, Jackie. The Insta360 something 2 X2.
Yeah, now I've moved away from Insta360. I've gone with the GoPro 360 Max. Or whatever
Yeah, the
it's
Max. Our friend Sean Oz, who's a big YouTuber in the U.S. He lives in Dillon, Colorado, in the mountains. He loves the Deep 360 camera from GoPro.
Yeah, it's really good.
Patrick, who does a lot of, he goes around sort of a lot of touring around Europe and whatever. You see, I've got the Osmo Pocket, and I love that little camera. You know, it's one thing I wouldn't get rid of it. I don't use it very much, but if I was to use a little camera to walk around with, the Osmo Pocket is a great little camera. And Patrick's saying the same thing. He said actually, you know, the GoPros, they do look good. I mean, the quality is brilliant. And happy Halloween to you. Yes, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween for you, Fly Zone.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Mike, Ron, and Marcus.
Uh-oh, watch out, Marcus. Marcus wasn't even looking.
You missed that.
He missed it.
You got to watch that on catch up.
Oh yeah, look at that! I like it. This is on the other side of my
You
screen.
missed something else.
Marcus, it's nice to be on a first class show with effects.
Hey, Ron, I've been telling you that Gardner doesn't mess around, man. That dude
I think we need to hire Steve as our producer in our
yeah,
show, Marcus.
he's a producer,
go.
man.
Yeah.
You see, you got
Steve, how much per hour for you to produce?
Oh, we'll have to negotiate that way. But yeah, you've got to have a bit of you know, it's Halloween.
It's Halloween. Hey, I had a result today. Some kids came knocking on my door, right, with their little buckets. I handed them some sweets out of a bowl, and then one of the kids. Oh, candy then, whatever. One of them complained their bucket was too heavy, so I took some out.
I thought you were going to say you nicked them anyway and told them to go away.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Did you see any good costumes, Jackie?
Yeah. My friends came round all dressed up with knives sticking in their heads and.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ray Santley, Mike, Ron, and Marcus, can you give us an autograph for the spin up?
Hey, before the show started, Marcus, I promised Steve that we would get some big name YouTubers on the show next week. Even if I said maybe I'd get
live stream
pop in for a minute or two.
Yeah, so we could probably get big name. We could get Ray Kelly. We could get Michael Wright.
Ron Brown.
Ron Brown.
What about Chuck?
Well,
Chuck,
I don't know if
I don't know if Chuck's going to spin up.
Fly Zone Drones. I think Michael's going to be
Michael's
there.
going to spin up. We get Michael on.
Yeah, we'll get Michael on.
I'd love to go to spin up.
So
I wish
You coming next year, Jackie?
I know. What about
Have you ever been to Texas, Jackie?
No.
It's a big state.
what about Ken Heron?
We'll get Ken on.
Yeah, get Ken on.
He may not be on long, but we'll get him on.
So no, Mark, they're called sweets.
They are.
You see, the difference is, as I understand it. I mean, obviously you call it candy, but you know, like we get a bar of chocolate. You can actually get a bar of candy. Now, candy is chocolate covered something. It's chocolate flavored. It's not actually chocolate. But you call all candies.
Yeah.
What's the most popular sweets or candy in the UK?
Well, that's difficult to say.
The Cadbury
There's so
bar.
many of them.
Galaxy chocolate every time for me.
Or, yeah.
We
Cadbury.
don't really call that sweets, do we? We call it chocolate. We separate them, don't we?
We call that essential food items.
We call it eat too much of it when you get fat.
Yeah.
We don't care. It just has to be done. So anyway, what was I say? So
Well, hey Steve, since you're a thumbs down on the DJI Action 2 camera, what's your thoughts on the Mavic 3, which supposedly is going to be released on Friday, November 5th? Do you have any interest in the Mavic 3?
I've got lots of interest. I'm not going to buy one, but
That's going to be quite expensive, isn't
I mean,
it?
and let me
Yeah,
explain
that's
the reason I'm
the
not going to
price.
buy one, because I'm looking at the pricing. You know, we're talking the minimum like $2,000, which is going to be roughly translated to £2,000 in the UK.
Wow.
That's going to be the cheapest option, and the most expensive item leading to circa £4,000. So to
So
me,
much money,
it's
isn't
not a drone. It's a professional drone. It is not a drone for, you know. I mean, it's going to. Chuck says it's going to be a great. It's going to be a great drone. And Kim's going to.
Well,
Kim's
it's
going to
good
buy
for
one.
that, though.
But
Marcus will definitely have one.
I mean, the thing is, it's all about finance, isn't it? We're actually thinking, do you actually want to go out and spend
You're eating
£4,000?
sweeties.
Have you got candy?
You're eating sweets. You've stolen it off the trick-or-treaters, isn't it?
No. Well, because our drive is so long, we don't get anybody coming down.
The Facebook user says, hi, everyone. Hi, everyone is... Who do you think that
Facebook
is?
user.
Oh, yeah, I must get you some of them, mustn't I?
Yeah, because you've eaten most of them.
No. What she's done, listen, I know the lingo now, Terry. She nicked them.
She did nick them.
Yeah, Nick,
Yeah.
And she nicked them for her mum as well.
And they're hot.
Have a they're called mint imperials.
Candy. In America, it's called
You got them
candy.
in for the trick or treaters. But you
So hang
know,
on then.
down your life.
So when it's all about in America, everything's called candy. They go straight. Bats around, bats. Right. So
It
How do
seems
you
like even in
differ-
chat, Steve, a lot of people are talking about the price being high for the Mavic 3. Any chance?
Yeah.
Any chance those prices are wrong? It's going to be a little cheaper.
well, Kim's been given permission to actually buy a Mavic 3.
Well, okay,
But Kim-
Kim's getting
You
it.
said you decided not to divorce me,
Wow.
but have you told her how much it can actually cost?
yeah, perhaps he hasn't told her.
Now, are you getting the cinematic, Kim?
Yes, which is going to be
You might as well go all the way, right, Terry?
Yeah, I think
in
so.
for a penny, in for a pound. What about you, Terry? You interested?
No, I just bought a camper van, so
I
No, did you really, Terry?
stick
I
your
have,
GoPro.
yes. I've got a Volkswagen T5.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow. Very cool.
That's
I'm
not
just waiting for
true.
delivery.
True yet, though, is it? Because it hasn't quite arrived yet, has it?
It's not quite arrived. It's just having some specs done on it.
Ah,
So
cool.
all you got to do, Terry, is actually put a GoPro in front of it. It'll be just as good as a Mavic 3.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he should be able to
Hi, Mary.
open up the top and launch his drone right out the top of the camera.
Yeah, excellent.
What I'm planning to do is stand on top of it and surf while he drives along.
Oh, try it.
That'd be cool.
And you
No.
better get somebody recording that with their drone.
Indeed, I've got my landing pad on the top next door to the
Yeah.
solar panels.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Terry,
cool.
will the camper van make it into an International Drone Seekers video eventually, or maybe one of Jackie's videos?
Of
Oh,
course
yeah,
it will.
definitely. Without a doubt.
Definitely.
I must admit, though, this is where drone seekers came in really, really handy. I was wanting to put a solar panels on the roof and a charging system from the drones, and I couldn't decide which way to go. So I contacted Stephen Timewell, who just made his own,
Good one.
and he came up with some really, really good advice. Don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'll do, Terry?
What?
I'll just put an inverter in, a main inverter.
Exactly, that was exactly what Stephen's advice
Inverter
was.
in this in control, because using USB charging is so slow. It's so
Yeah, you're
so
better
slow.
off putting an inverter in, providing your leisure battery's up to
Yeah.
it.
Well,
It will be because it's charged as the vehicle's going.
Terry, you're in Spain. You've got to put a solar panel in there somewhere. Because honestly, with that camper van I used, put a solar panel in it, and it just charges that leisure battery like crazy. It really does.
Yeah. Oh, I think I will.
Yeah. So
Is the weather still warm in Spain, Terry?
God,
Yeah, it's 28
29
degrees,
today.
29.
Yeah.
that's in
And
the centre,
Stephen's asking, am I going to bring it to the next drone meeting? I'm hoping to, but I'm still waiting for it to be registered and delivered.
You know,
So-
congratulations, Terry. What I'm starting to figure out about you is you don't
Yes.
mess around. No, I'm serious. I mean that as a compliment. You.
Well, can I let everybody in on this now? I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in January of this year, and my opinions on that, it's not serious. However, I've got prostate cancer. I needed something to actually focus my mind on,
Yeah.
rather than thinking about the downside of prostate cancer. So I thought, right, camper van. And that's been the mainstay of keeping me sane, really,
yeah.
and keeping me well on the way to doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
I
Something
saved up,
to look forward to, isn't it?
yeah, saved up a fair bit of money for it, and I start my treatment proper in 2 weeks' time. I've done the first bit, and now I've got to have radiotherapy for 7 weeks. As I say, having having drone seekers around me,
Yep.
having drones around, having camper van, all of those thoughts are positives. And, you know, thanks to all of you, really,
Yep.
really, really, really mean that. I don't mean that as a gesture or anything. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Everyone. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Excellent, Terry.
Marcus, when Terry gets that, we're going to fly over to Spain and check that camper van out, aren't we?
Darn tootin'.
You're darn tootin', man.
Oh, yes.
We did,
And Jackie will pick us up at the airport.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
In her Toyota.
Yep.
Ron, we were saying that obviously next October, you know, would be a good time. Hopefully, a good time. It would be great if you could all come from the States and join us in Spain. I'll be in Spain, you be in Spain, everyone will be in
Next
Well,
Spain.
October?
I think it'll be great. We'll have such a good time.
That would truly be the International Drone Seekers, right?
It would,
Certainly
wouldn't
would
it?
Indeed.
I mean,
And I promise I'll do
The meat
I'll
of
do a
the
hog
year.
roast in our
I'll tell you
garden.
what, spin up and have nothing on that, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Spin up.
It'll be the meat of the year.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I'll tell you, Terry. What I'm looking forward to when I come over is that full English breakfast.
Oh, indeed, absolutely. We go to an Indian restaurant. We go to an Indian restaurant for our full English.
We've been doing some research, haven't we, Terry, throughout the year? Every week we've tried sort of various full English breakfasts at different restaurants. So,
The best one I've tried so far is the one in Campersol. I've forgotten the name of it now, but she makes the best English breakfast ever,
yeah,
which is
Tropicana.
English. of course. Was it?
Yeah.
Tropicana.
No, it's not. It's a woman's
Vista.
name. Hey,
Vista.
no,
Vista Bar, no. Cat's Bar.
No, definitely not cat barn. That's the
Them
worst.
all.
That's the worst one I've ever had.
It looks to me
Jackie and I,
like
we went to a Bulgarian restaurant in Los
Yeah.
Alcatraz.
We had a really good fry up there.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was.
Thanks,
a good
Kim.
one.
That's really kind of everyone that's made a comment. I didn't, I just wanted to let you all know it's been the group have known, the committee, if you like.
Ray's coming as well.
started.
Ray's
Huh?
coming. Ray said he's coming.
And Ray, yeah.
Yeah, looks like Captain Ray is in on this deal too. So,
Ray organized one of the biggest East Coast drone meetups, the Great Florida Drone Meetup, which will be the second annual one this spring.
Marcus, it could be Marcus, Ron, Bernie, Ray, anyone else we can drag
Michael
over.
Wright. I bet Michael Wright would come.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be great.
Maybe even
Patrick's-
Ross from Australia. Who
Have,
knows?
have you seen Patrick's comment? Give him lots of beans, Terry. No way.
That's the one that Steve Deans cracked it. Lizzie's calf. Liz.
Liz.
Oh, that's on. Yeah, Sector B.
Yeah, that's the one. Honestly, you can go in there. You can order anything you like, any complication, anything you like. As in like, don't put this on that. Don't be, and they always get everything perfect. So
Cool. Sounds
gets
good.
my vote every time.
Hey,
listen.
look, we got another guy coming. Michael Wright's lined up for the International Drone Seekers trip.
Awesome.
Where's that?
A TX Arts drone guy's coming too. That's Michael Wright.
That's
from,
five.
from
Hey,
Princeton.
Wicked.
you can have
What
a
about
jumbo
Johnny
jet for all
Drone
this.
Wicked.
What about Johnny Alfonso, Johnny Drone Flyer? Come on,
Yeah.
Johnny. Yeah.
Well, Johnny's from Louisiana. The only gym I go to
I'd
is
agree with
Jim's
that.
Cafe.
I'll tell you what, Gary, I'm with you on that one, mate. I'm with you on that one.
Do you know, were we to go over to America, we would have to go to nearly every state, wouldn't we?
Yeah, to visit you.
That's
lot.
why.
Thanks,
That's
Everyone,
why.
yes.
Well, that's
Terry,
why it'd be easy to meet in
Terry would
Spain.
have to bring his camper van over on like a ship and then
I mean,
cruise
that's
the country in it.
a year-long tour,
Oh.
wouldn't it?
Johnny
Maybe
says,
that's
where
the
are we
word.
going? Johnny,
John
you
says
go
he's going too. We're
you
going.
go to the southeast coast of Spain. How about that?
Yeah.
Costa Blanca.
Murcia.
Yeah, Costa Blanca. Or
Oh,
Costa
Murcia.
Blanca.
Costa Calida.
Costa
Yeah.
Blanca. So you've got till next October. It's a year to plan
Yeah.
it.
We got a year to plan.
A year to plan.
And can I bring my Mavic 3?
Yeah.
Only if it's cinematic.
That
Marcus
means he
knows.
has one.
Marcus
What?
knows exactly what he's got to bring.
If he still has it by then.
If Marcus arrives in Spain with no Skydio, he's going to have a long trip back to get it. Imagine he going, oh dear, I've forgotten it. I'll just go back and get it.
He wouldn't get beans on his breakfast, would he, Jackie?
No, I wouldn't.
Do you know, talking about beans for breakfast, one of our Spanish drone seekers, Robin, his partner's Spanish, and her brother's got a cafe in Cabo de Palos. And we went and did an early flight there, and Robin said, look, we'll all go to Marisol's brother's cafe for breakfast. And I think Robin went out and bought all the stuff, including tins of beans. And the sister-in-law came out with the tin of beans. I know I cooked these.
We're used to baked beans in the U.S. I mean, not for breakfast, but let me tell you, that'd be just fine. Looks good to me.
Not for
Beans on
breakfast.
toast with cheese on it. Love it.
Have
Yeah,
beans for
Gary
breakfast.
says, can he bring his paper plane? I don't own a drone, Gary. There'll be so many drones out there, you'll have loads to use.
You can lend one of mine, Gary.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I've only got two,
Oh,
unless I sell it.
I'll bring my Mavic 4. That'll be out by then. Yeah, the Mavic 4 will be out by then.
Yeah.
A new one showed up yesterday.
Oh, no.
That's a Mavic 3.
A Beeline.
Phantom 3.
Beeline.
Yeah, the
Look at the
Phantom
size of
3.
the camera on that thing.
That's a 4K
So
camera, right,
Matthews,
Marcus?
if you want to, you got to eat your hat. That's a Phantom 3 if ever I saw one. Baked
beans and
cheese
Worcestershire sauce.
Nice, very nice, Ray. Ron.
Maybe,
I'm
Ross
waiting
could,
for-
maybe Ross could come in from Australia for the meetup.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What do you reckon, Ross? trip over to Spain next
Baked
October?
beans and Worcestershire sauce. Oh yes.
Oh, yeah, it's a long way to come. I mean, that's America's found enough. I mean, Ross has got about, well, I don't know, at least 15,000 miles to travel. Yeah, it'll take a day to get him, won't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
We had baked beans for
Baked beans
breakfast
for
here in
breakfast
Texas.
here in Texas.
See, I didn't know that. That makes sense.
There you go. Texas.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. Ross is in. Woo!
Hey, Ross.
Ah, Ross is coming.
So we've got 1 year to plan all this.
This has turned into the menu show.
I know. When the planes all arrive at the airport,
beans and the
we'll have to have
popcorn
the
in the
food
fridge.
ready.
What do you want the popcorn for?
Terry, call all the local restaurants up in advance and tell them to put extra tables in.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
Hey, wait a minute. Patrick's got a new one here. Baked beans scones.
Bacon sausage.
Oh, he's got scones.
Oh, I am getting hungry.
Hey, so Bill Thomas at Coast to Coast Drones is asking Ron about the Inspire 3.
Yes, that's.
Will somebody be bringing the Inspire 3?
I don't know. He just it's in the chat.
We have Lauren Downer in the chat. He's probably flown the Inspire 3.
Do you have one then, Ron?
No, I've just flown Lauren's.
Oh,
Isn't that like a really, really big drone?
Yeah, that's Inspire 2's out now. That's one of their big professional drones.
Wouldn't fit in your hand luggage then.
But there's been rumors of Inspire 3 coming for years and it hasn't happened yet.
I think, Ron, the Mavic 3 is going to far outdo that, to be fair. I think the Inspire's range is kaput. Not going to happen.
Now, some people agree with you. Other people say that they think the next Inspire will be out early next year. So all rumors, we'll see.
But why would they bring, Ron? Why would they bring out such a cinematic Mavic 3 if they were going to bring Inspire 3 out?
I don't. I don't know much about the professional drones. I've never flown one, but I know that the Inspire, it has the Micro Four Thirds camera on, like the Mavic 3.
Yeah.
But Inspire, you could change the lenses on it, much like you can that new Evolve 2 drone. So people that want to get a different look by changing lenses can do that with an Inspire.
And it has a 360-degree gimbal. So typically there's two people flying it. There's somebody flying the drone. There's somebody else controlling the camera, and the camera can look.
Well, a bit like the Inspire 1 and the Inspire 2. Exactly the same. They did all that. And you can get some. You get a Sony, was it an X5 camera, which was a brilliant camera.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. What do you reckon, Kev?
Still waiting for the Phantom 5. Don't hold your breath.
Tune into Bill the Drone Reviewer. He has a lot of content about the Phantom 5.
Yeah, Gary says that what the Inspire brings to the table isn't already available. I quite agree with you on that one, Gary. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think the Inspire. Well, when did Inspire 2 come out of, Ron? What year was that?
It's so old. It has it doesn't have OcuSync, does it, Marcus?
No, in fact,
it's Lightbridge.
Yeah, I believe it's Lightbridge.
So the problem if you buy an Inspire 2 is you have all the camera stuff, but you're dealing with old image transmission. So you don't have the distance. You can't go behind stuff. So it has a lot of downsides being like 3 or 4 years old. So
Captain Ray saying he's going to predict that you're going to win the Mavic 3 at spin up. No, you can't.
Wrong.
Well, only if I get that prime seat next to Michael Ray, TX Arch Drone Guy, because he wins something every time he goes to a drone event.
No.
Listen to this, Steve. The last time Michael Ray went to spin up, he won a Mavic 2 Pro.
No way.
Wow.
What a prize.
I've been buying a ticket.
Michael Wright's going to win it. I mean, we all, the rest of us might as well just give up. He's going to win it.
What I'm going to have Michael Ray do is buy me a lottery ticket.
I have a question for Ron. Ron, have you submitted your lip sync video to Kelly Shores?
I have not. When is it due?
Tuesday at the latest, so you better get that done.
I better get working on it.
So what they're going to do is they're going to make well, I guess we're probably not even supposed to talk about it, but there's lip sync involved.
Okay, it's top secret stuff here, people.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody over in Europe.
I'm selling next seats on an hourly basis. Sit next to me.
Well, Will we have Marcus? Do we have anybody coming from Europe to attend Spin Up?
Steve might come. Steve, you coming?
I'd love to, but no.
You'd have to get a quick ticket.
I've got no holiday due now. I've got work. I have to work.
I think Kim's made a good point there about the Mavic 3. It will give you exactly the same result, better results than what the Inspire has.
Yeah,
I think you're largely correct, other than the fact that you can't change lenses, and some of those, some of those really cinematic guys, they like to put a lens on for this, that, or the other.
Just out of
thing.
curiosity, Mark, is it the cinematic one, the new Mavic 3, is actually showing 2 cameras on there? Would that not be the same?
All of them will have 2 cameras on. They'll have the 4/3 sensor camera, and then they'll have a second camera, which it's not a 4/3 camera. It will have the 10x zoom on it. What is the size of that sensor on the zoom camera?
Gosh, I don't know, Ron. I thought it was
it's
7 times
zoom,
zoom,
anyways.
Yeah,
but it'll be a smaller sensor. It won't be that bigger 4/3. So when you're Steve, in other words, when you're taking your real cinematic video, you're going to be using the 4/3 camera. But if you're doing some kind of work, like say you're doing some professional work and you've got to get it tight on something, then you'll be using the smaller camera that has an 10x zoom.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually flew the Inspire 1. I thought it was a great drone to fly, and I love the technology and the fact that you can actually, with or without 2 people, you can actually spin the camera around 360. And so, from that point of view, with 2 people flying, it's perfect. But as Kim says, all the technology on the Inspire is being sort of diverted to the Mavic 3, I think. But
And
we'll
sloshed
see.
into a smaller package.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because they know damn well that this is what people want. They want to be able to travel. This is why DJI brought out
Carry it
small drones,
places.
the minis and the minis and the predecessors to actually get small drones in the people's back pockets and whatever. And then you come and say, "Do you want to buy an Inspire, which is the size of a bus?" The Phantom 3 was bad enough to take through customs.
Yeah, exactly. Steve, can you imagine taking a holiday in Spain and you had to take Inspire with you?
No, definitely
You'd
not.
get asked some questions, wouldn't you?
Bad enough I
Well, you
took
wouldn't fly. You'd have to come by boat, wouldn't you?
Plus,
Yeah,
those
you-
batteries might be such a size that you can't even take them on the airplane. I'm trying to remember. I know those guys. Those
batteries, yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
there's a problem that
He's arrived.
professional cinematographers have
Linda!
when they.
Sorry, Marcus, that was Linda.
No,
She
that's
came
okay.
back from England on Thursday.
Great, we're glad
Yeah,
she's
I
back.
haven't seen her for 6 weeks or something.
8 weeks.
8 weeks, oh my God.
Lauren says his Mavic 3 is a step forward to the Inspire, but doesn't replace it. Well, I'm not saying it's going to replace it, but I just don't see DJI investing money on an Inspire 3. But Lauren,
I'm going to make a real quick point.
Go on,
And
Marcus.
what I was trying to say earlier was that those big industrial drones that when they're taking them from place to place, they end up having to ship the batteries separately because the batteries are too big to carry on an aircraft.
it's over a certain wattage. I know when I took it's individual batteries as well. I mean, you can have a lot of small batteries, which is fine, but if you've got one battery that is actually over a certain wattage,
Right,
it's a no-go. You can't do it.
right.
Hey, Ray Kelly's talking about having a meetup in Birmingham.
Birmingham, UK, or Alabama?
You know, you say what?
Oh, I think in UK. Are you located near Birmingham, Kev?
There's a ton of Birmingham, so
I'm about 140 miles away from Birmingham.
You're not saying it right, Marcus. You've got to go, Birmingham.
You're going to
Birmingham.
well, we could do that, Ray. That wouldn't be a problem. We'd all go
It's
to Birmingham,
Birmingham.
Hey, Ray,
Alabama.
you
I think Gary's made just a good comment there about a DVD.
We're all looking for it right now.
Yeah,
It's up the top.
it's up the top. There it is. Yeah.
They still make DVDs?
They do for Gary.
Evidently for Gary, and his has a fast forward on it.
Birmingham,
Yeah.
Alabama.
Oh, it's Birmingham.
Oh,
Well, I don't
no,
hope to get the
over
Birmingham
100
straight.
watts, there we are.
Who's got the better Birmingham, England or Alabama?
I've never
Well,
been
said
up to
England.
Alabama. I'll guess Alabama. I've been to Birmingham in the UK a few times.
Yeah.
Birmingham.
What's all the other rumours about DJI being banned in America?
Well, not
Well,
banned.
that opened up what do you call it, going down a rat hole. But I'll let Marcus take
That's
it
it,
on
Josh.
that.
Yeah. Go on, Marcus.
So what they're talking about doing? There's a gentleman, Brendan Carr, who is a commissioner on the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and what they do is they approve any kind of wireless device that transmits on Wi-Fi has to be approved by the FCC. Obviously, that includes drones. So he's concerned that DJI drones collect all this information, and evidently they have some kind of evidence. So they're talking about putting DJI in what is called the covered list.
Yes.
Well, what the covered list does, it does not ban their drones, but it prohibits federal agencies from using federal dollars to buy products that are on that covered list. Huawei famously is on that covered list.
Right.
There's others. So he got mad because both the FBI and the Secret Service had purchased some DJI drones. So that's what he said is kind of driving this.
Let me
Now-
stop, Marcus, just to define it. Okay, they've been on a list called the Entity List for
Right.
almost a year, but the Secret Service and the FBI have ignored the Entity List and have kept buying DJI drones. And now, Marcus, continue.
Well, the entity list, what that does is it stops DJI from U.S. technology being transferred to anybody on the entity list. So, in other words, that stopped them from buying Texas Instruments chips, things like that. Now, that aside, this
Even
covered
intellectual
list-
property they cannot use.
yeah, and intellectual property, right? So that was one thing, and so now this covered list, the federal agencies can't buy their products. But there's more to the story. There's another piece of legislation that they're trying to add to it that's called the Secure Equipment Act, which passed the U.S. House of Representatives. And what that would do would give the FCC the authority to not approve any licenses for anything that's on that covered list. So if you're DJI, in effect, it's kind of a roundabout way, but in effect, it kind of is a ban, because if they want to come out with a new product, they couldn't get an FCC license for it. Therefore, they could not sell it in the United States.
Now, the question I think everybody's going to ask is, what about the Mavic 3? It has already been approved from the FCC, so it's already past that process and whatever. But all future drones could come afoul of this ruling.
They could run afoul of it, and like I said, it was really passed bipartisan in the U.S. House of Representatives. So now it goes to the Senate. If the Senate passes it, it could be a problem for DJI. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
Wait and see. Yeah, it is a kind of world, isn't it?
You may want to invest in You may want to invest in some Altel stock.
Anyway, I've got to I watched this video on today, and I thought I wouldn't share it with everyone, because for anyone in you, well, I don't, Marcus, Ron, have you heard of a program called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
Say again?
Say
Have
one more
you
time,
heard of a
Steve.
program, a TV program called I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
I'm a Celebrity, get me out of.
I don't
think
know
I've-
that program.
I'm not familiar with it.
Well, basically, it's, in the pre-pandemic, they were taken to a jungle in a part of a jungle in I think New Queensland or somewhere in Australia.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
Basically, mate, there are a load of celebrities, or has-been celebrities, to say, or wannabe celebrities, whatever way you like to look at it. And they're put in the jungle and have to survive on, like, on rations and whatever, and they have to do lots of things, have rats crawl all over them, whatever. Anyway, so what it starts again in November in the UK anyway. But anyway, the new location, as from last year, was a castle
In Wales.
Wales.
Oh.
And someone very kindly sent a video or posted a video. So watch this.
Piggies! Where are we, Lily? It's not Ant and Dick Saturday Night Tea.
That's a proper parcel, isn't it? Very nice.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's pronounced. Gwirch.
I think. Well, what do you reckon, Kev? How do you think that's pronounced? Is it Gwirich or
I
something?
don't know, it's maybe something silly like Gwick or something like that.
Oh.
But anyway, if you tell Marcus, I don't know if you can get it's on ITV or our ITV. I don't know if you can get that somehow on a cable or I don't know. But it starts soon, next month, in fact. So not long. And we watch it every year. I mean, it has its values.
It's silly fun.
Steve, can you tape it for Marcus on your VCR?
VCR? What the hell's a VCR?
Well, we were talking about DVDs earlier. I thought we'd go back even further. Yeah, there. Hey, Steve, that castle would be a great spot for a drone meetup.
Oh, I like your helmet, Marcus. Yes. Couldn't see it.
I like it, Marcus. I like it.
Sarah just walked in and handed me these. So.
Wanted you to be in costume.
Yeah.
Tell them we've got bats and everything on this show tonight.
We got bats in our belfry.
That's alive. Trick or treat.
Happy
Happy Halloween.
Here he goes again. Catch it, Ron, catch it. This is my favourite one, though.
Hey, Ray Kelly has a family in Wales also.
That's right, brother.
He still doesn't seem to have
You're
noticed.
scaring Patrick Morris, Marcus.
I like the way his eyes are going.
Spider Marcus. Oh, you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps.
I'm a typical old man. I need to shave my eyebrows.
Hey, you see, no, from Kim, they had a mini tornado in his town today.
Wow.
Yeah, we did. It was pretty bad up this way.
Trees
What
up
town
here,
is that,
it's
Kev?
Well, Kim lives in Kettering, and I'm about 11 miles south of that, but we still got it here.
So it's in Northampton.
Really quite bad. Yeah.
No.
Gosh.
Hey, Ray Kelly's asked if you could post a link to that video, Steve.
Yeah.
The castle.
Yeah. I'll post it. I'll post it, blokes. I'll put it up here. Oh, actually, hang on. Hang on, just one sec. I'm going to find it first.
So, Ron, do we want to talk about some of the pricing on that potential pricing, all the rumors about the Mavic 3 and what might be the best?
Steve did touch on it being a little too expensive. So yeah, we might as well go through the supposed pricing. And the latest leaks from our buddy Osidalev was based on what was it? Some Japanese yen he was basing it on.
I think it was yuan. I think it was Chinese prices, but don't quote me on
you
that.
could be right. Yeah, they went back and forth on that, but yeah, they were basing all this pricing off of. They had like, what do you call those little like cards like you see in a store, like a tag card you would see in the store for the drone, and they had photo shots of it,
like a shelf tag.
Yeah, shelf tags. Thank you, Marcus. I didn't know the technical term.
From the man that worked in retail his whole life.
Yeah. No, I was going to say the fact tag. We called them fact tags at one point or whatever. Yeah. But so we think a base kit in the U.S. will cost you $2,049 before any taxes, tags, or DJI Care Refresh or whatever. So you gotta go in with $2,049 just to, and depending on what state it is going to be sales tax. Do you guys have sales tax in the UK and Spain?
VAT.
20% in the UK.
Yeah,
VAT or IVA.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we got a good Marcus.
Yeah, well, so Ron, we need to explain the difference to Ron between what a value-added tax is and a sales tax. So, Ron, a value-added tax is already in the price that they see as retail. In other words, it's already added in there. Whereas if somebody comes to the United States, they see that price in the store of, let's just say it's $100, and there's an 8% sales tax in that particular state. They're going to get to the checkout stand, and instead of paying $100, they're going to pay $108, and it catches people off guard.
A lot of people in the U.S. aren't good working their percentages and whatever.
What tends to happen, Ron, I've noticed this on several occasions. I mean, that whereas in the States, if something is in dollars, when it comes to the UK, it's the same, but in pounds, which means we pay a lot more for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, $2,049 is 1,496 English pounds.
But it'll be more than that, Kev, won't it? It'll be more than that.
Of course it will. They load it. Yeah.
I see Kim in the chat said he thinks the combo is going to be 2,500 pounds. Now we think the Flyboard combo in the U.S. is going to be what, $27.99, Marcus?
Yeah, I think about 20. Yeah, something like that, Ron. Probably too rich for my blood.
I mean, we always say though. I mean, Kim mentioned this earlier on. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying the drone is not worth it, because I'm sure it's worth every penny of it. Because I don't, but however, what I would say is when it's up there, it's great as long as it stays up there and it lands nicely. Because if it crashes, that's a lot of money.
It's going to be some tears, isn't there?
DJI Care Refresh, Steve.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but Marcus, I have done my FPV drone, right? I crashed my FPV drone. I've got to pay 250 quid for a new one. How'd that work? I have to pay for Care Refresh. I've still got to pay for a replacement. So
Because they know it's like an insurance policy, Steve, and so they know there's a
Yeah.
well, with £250 to pay on top of it, which I always think is a bit. I mean,
No, I'm with you, Steve. I understand your point, and I think you're absolutely correct. But I think DJI did the math, and they probably know how many of them they think they're going to have to replace, and that's how they arrived at that price.
yeah, of course, yeah.
And of course, the FPV drone is going to be at a higher price than any other drone they sell because they expect more crashes from a drone. It doesn't have all the obstacles.
He's hoping that he's going to buy a Mavic 3 now.
Yeah.
What happened, Steve, with your goggles? Have you sent them off?
Yeah, they've gone back to DJI.
And have they charged you?
Well, not yet. They won't arrive back in the Netherlands until tomorrow.
No.
But I mean, they sent me a label. UPS. I mean, you sent me UPS label, piked it all up. The UPS come and collect it. So we'll see. I mean, personally, I'm not going to pay for them. Absolutely no way. My argument is going to be, I think it's a design fault. I mean, well, we'll see. I mean, or either that, or they should make people more aware. For anyone who's using FPV glasses, do not even leave them facing in the sun for a couple of minutes, because that's all I did, and it's destroyed. It destroyed it.
Yeah, they do warn you about that, don't they?
So, Steve, you're saying. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was thinking that it's the inside that can't face the sun. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I actually bought an inlay that lays inside the goggles, which also holds the 4 antennas. But of course, when you're flying them, of course, the antennas are fixed on. You take that bit out. Now, I mean, it could have been only for literally a couple of minutes, seriously, because I mean, I know where I think it was. And it was a couple of minutes, just laid them down while I was doing something, and wasn't aware of them until I took them to Spain. Looked up, what? It's all these yellow scribbles. Basically, it's dead pixels on the screens.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind they're £500 goggles, to replace. So
now, will DJI replace these for you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've sent them back. I have Care Refresh, but however, the Care, as I was saying earlier on, the Care Refresh. When you take out that insurance, you'd think it was insurance that would actually insure the product against accidents and whatever. But it's almost like and then you have to pay what do you call it? An excess.
A deductible. In the US, we'd call it a deductible.
Yeah. I call it an excess. It's like with insurance, when you crash your car, you have to pay X amount towards it.
First excess.
I mean, if I do have to pay, then I have to pay because I'm spending £500, I suppose. So, and I need them back.
I'm going to say you won't let it go because you need them back.
I need them back.
You need them. It's a lifeline.
It is a lifeline. Yeah,
indeed.
It's kind of interesting in the chat, everybody talking about their various tax rates. Like I see Gary Bauer in Canada, 13% tax, and Patrick Morris in Belgium, 21%. It's
Ray Kelly, 8.5 in New York in the city.
Yeah, we're 6% here in Idaho.
We're 7%.
What are we, Jackie? We're 12.5, aren't we?
I thought we were 21.
Now, this is interesting.
Oh, yeah, 21. Sorry.
21.
Ross
there you go. Stephen did 21.
An interesting thing is, Ross, this was a case. I don't know if it's still the case, but do you still need to recover an aircraft for a claim for loss done a Care Refresh?
Not anymore.
It used to be, didn't it?
Yeah, if you have to bind your controller to that aircraft, though.
Right.
If you don't do that, now here's the difference, like Ron, what you do, where you're switching between the smart controller sometimes and the regular controller. I wonder how that affects that. If you can bind two controllers, I don't think you can. So in other words, if Ron was, say, using his smart controller on his Air 2S and lost it, I don't think it would be covered under that then.
No.
See, Kim pointed out, getting back to my dog, was because I think it is like a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine what that would do if the sun does shine, well, everyone who's actually got a magnifying glass and set fire to bits of paper or burn bits of paper or store
Or ants.
it's the same.
Remember
same
doing that as a
principle.
kid? Burning
Oh, you
ants?
used to do it. Yeah,
Jackie,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we used to pour bleach on them.
Pour bleach on them.
holy Gardner, you're sick, man.
No, who said that? I didn't say that. I didn't say bleach. No, was that what you said, Terry? Pour bleach
I
on
was
it.
10, you know.
Anyway,
You pour bleach on a worm, it goes.
Hey, Rick, Jones asking if you could take a ferry to Wales or the better to fly.
you what?
Hmm?
Yeah.
What?
A ferry. Yeah.
Yeah, can Ray take a ferry to Wales? A ferry boat. Do you call them ferry boats in UK?
For
Yeah,
short
ferry.
trips.
Ferry.
Ferry boats for short.
Oh, ferry boat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We call it Berwick Cross Mersey.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the old song.
Mersey.
That's the
Did
one.
you write that song, Terry?
No, I didn't know. I just listened to it.
If
Good
you
old
didn't
BBC,
know, if you
no.
did.
Actually,
Anyway.
that was way before my time. I'm only a youngster.
Right.
What?
Is it that
Yes.
time?
Come on, it's way
Speaking of
over
time,
here. Good.
Speaking
Oh,
of
is it that
time,
time?
Oh, come on. I thought you were all sitting there talking and listening. You
Right,
don't
give me
think
2 minutes.
this.
2 minutes.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Now, this is a lesson for all of you men out there. What religion is your bra? A man walks into the ladies' department and shyly walked up to the woman behind the counter and said, "I'd like to buy a bra for my wife." "What type of bra?" asked the clerk. "Type?" inquires the man. "There's more than one type." "Look around," said the sales lady, as she showed a sea of bras in every shape, size, colour, and material imaginable. Actually, even with all of this variety, there are really only 4 types of bra to choose from. Relieved, the man asked about the types. The sales lady replied, "There's the Catholic, Salvation Army, Presbyterian, and the Baptist types. Which one would you prefer?" Now he's totally befuddled, and he asked about the difference between them. Very quietly, "What's the difference between them?" The sales lady responded, "Really quite simple. Catholic type supports the masses. Salvation Army type lifts the fallen. The Presbyterian type keeps them staunch and upright. And the Baptist type makes mountains out of molehills." Oh,
What I need.
have you ever wondered why A, B, C, D, 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 E, F, G, and H are the letters used to define bras? If you have wondered why, but couldn't figure out what the letters stood for, it's about time you became informed. A, almost boobs. B, barely there. C, can't complain. D, dang. Double D, double dang. E, enormous. F, fake. G, reduction. H, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. And that's it.
Terry's Joke of the Week.
You ever read him? Like, yeah, give him a couple thumbs up.
Did you like that?
That was the best bra joke I've ever heard, Terry.
Sorry?
That was the best bra joke I've ever heard.
Oh, good. Quite uplifting, isn't it?
It was uplifting. No pun intended now.
quiet
No
up.
pun intended, no.
So
I'm
you
just
don't get
catch up
that
on the-
on any other drone show, I'm afraid, do you?
You
You're
never
not
get
gonna
that.
get that.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Terry, what would it cost to hire you out to come in and do jokes on some other drone shows?
No,
Nah, you
it's
can't do that.
You're
That
not
would cost you. That
allowed.
would cost,
Oh,
that
okay.
would cost you.
Contract
I've been-
Marcus.
Copyrighted.
You couldn't afford it.
But you know, Marcus and I have our own football predictor on our show, though. We're the only drone show that has somebody that predicts the football games.
But do you have ghosts on your show?
Not until we hire you as producer, Steve.
Or bats? No bats.
bats.
See? Well, if I did. You didn't see that one coming, did you? I still like this one.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
Marcus, I didn't realise that was going to be right in your face.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
This one's better, though.
Oh, is Marcus wiping off the? Oh, he's got it all over his face.
Yeah, cobwebs all over his face.
Yeah. And he doesn't like pumpkin anyway.
I don't like pumpkins.
Oh, I do.
Dear.
Yeah.
No. I'm not a massive fan. Well, not a massive fan. But anyway.
Pumpkin pie. Ooh, baby.
Oh, yes.
Pumpkin spice lattes in the fall.
So do they actually do Halloween in Spain? Jackie,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Probably too nice.
You hear all the little Spanish kids going around practicing. They're going trick or treat, trick or treat.
Well, tomorrow is a national holiday in Spain, and it's the Dia del Muerte, and it's the Day of the
Dead.
And that's where families go to the cemeteries with loads and loads of flowers and put onto the graves of their relatives.
Picnics.
They do. It's a big picnic inside the graveyard. But then 2 days later, all of these hugely expensive flowers are in a bin outside. They put great big skips outside, and they're full to the brim with flowers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Friday, Kim says Friday is Maverick 3 day.
It is Maverick 3 day. And Steve, would you like Marcus and I to bring a Maverick 3 on the show next Sunday?
Yeah, why not?
Marcus, he'll be there. He'll do an hour's worth of unboxing, won't you, Marcus?
We'll be out on a fly-in with all the spin up people. So yeah,
we'll be on an outing that day. We can go live from
the
outing.
Yes.
And maybe if the Maverick 3 does live streaming, we could stream live right from the drone.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll give it a go.
That'll be good.
Did you guys get live streaming on the UK on your Air 2S's with the update to the Fly app?
I haven't tried it. I haven't got an Air 2S, so I wouldn't have done.
No.
It was a big topic here in the States because a lot of people could not get it going on their iOS devices, but I think we've got it worked out now.
Okay.
Cool.
We move a little slow over here in the US.
Well, hopefully next week you'll have some good guests. We can sort of just pop in and out the show. We've got lots going on next week. So
I can assure you we could probably get Captain Ray Kelly right on the screen with us. And Johnny Joe Flyer.
I like Ray anyway. He's a nice man.
Did you know Ray was a police officer before he became a captain?
He was, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's in New York, isn't it?
In New York.
And there's very little crime in New York City, of course.
Crime in New York. Did you say there's very little crime in New York?
I was going to say that's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah. Great, don't tell Ron.
This is a great show, guys.
I must tell you, Ron.
Thank you.
But anyway, yes, comes. We've got to say
I owe Captain Ray $10 for saying
but
that.
Marcus and Ron assure me they're going to be on the show next week, popping out lots and lots of special guests for us to talk to. We have got a special guest as well, so we're going to be very busy next week. So it can be a 2-hour show.
No, that'll be 2 jokes.
2 jokes. Anyway,
so I just thought of something, Ron Brown. They fell back this week. I think next weekend we're going to fall back.
We will fall back by Sunday.
Yeah, and that's while we're in Tejas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Spring forward, fall back.
Right.
It took me years to work that out, Terry. It really did.
And Jack, we should be a little warmer next week because Texas is a little warmer. We'll probably be closer to your weather next week.
Cool.
Hey, Kim just put up a neat post that I think is significant.
Yeah, Ron was his first subscriber.
I'm his first subscriber.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that, Kim.
Well,
as the U.S., I'm, I can't call his name right now, but it's a guy in the U.S. of North Carolina. I was his first subscriber too.
There you go.
Came to fame.
Right, and Kim. I mean, it's nothing I did. Kim puts up great content. He almost does mini documentaries. I mean, Kim has a channel like almost nobody else on YouTube has or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, he as well as putting great drone footage up. When I first started watching channel, he was filming his old steam engines.
Yep.
His beautiful steam engines in the country, and I couldn't wait to see more of those.
Steve Gardner dreams about capturing steam engines.
I do. I love steam trains. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, we'll see you next week, Marcus and Ron. Hopefully from the show. Jackie, Kev, Terry. See you next week.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
We haven't got the jingle ready yet, Mark. We're still working on the jingle. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone say bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Joining us tonight on the Drone Seekers Sunday Show. It's good night from us until next time. Stay safe and fly safe.
Ha 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 ha!